I promise you have one sentence that keeps you from losing weight and from having long-term weight loss surgery success. And it starts with, I can't. Surgery is just one tool. It's time to put the other tools in the toolbox because it's your body, your health, your life. So how do we find them? And we're going to talk about why you keep going back to that one sentence and why it's just not working for you anymore. Every one of us, before surgery or even after surgery, we all have some version of these sentences. And majority of the time, it starts with, I can't. And for some of us, it's actually stopping or hindering our progress post-surgery. Start with making a list. Now, right now, are you saying I can't? Or a version of I can't? I'm saying start making a list. Make a list of all the things that keeps you from starting something new. Maybe it's from keeping you from losing weight or keeping you from continuing on with your process post-surgery. I can't because ... Make a list. List all the sentences. When I did this, trust me, I just let it all out. We have a lot. The crap just starts pouring out. And typically it's not just one. It's things like, I can't lose weight without counting calories. I can't start today because there's just too much going on. I can't because I just can't live without fill in the blank. Is that soda? Is that sugar? Is that chocolate? Is that eating out? Is it because of my relationship? Because I'm still smoking? I can't give up drinking. We hung all our dreams on them. Or we believe that we can't have fun anymore or go to a party. If you're really honest with yourself, I know when I had a lot. And then we get overwhelmed by all of them. And it usually leads to the ultimate, I can't lose weight or I can't be successful at this. Unfortunately, we think these I can't statements are actually true. The thing is, we get a payoff for believing them. It's hard to let them go. Or we put all our time, money, effort, we sacrificed a lot for them. The thing is, our brain loves to go to the worst case scenario or develop some of that paranoia. Let's use sugar, for example. For a lot of us, sugar is a big one. Like, we hear ourselves saying, I can't live without sugar, be that chocolate, soda, whatever that means for you. I can't live without sugar. Now, seriously, if we asked ourselves, do you eat sugar 24/7? Of course you can live without it. But we start to believe, we really believe in what we're saying to ourselves. We tell ourselves subconsciously, I can't, if I give up sugar, I can't ever celebrate without it. I can't ever have a birthday party. I can't have a birthday cake. I won't be fun anymore. I will be an outsider. People don't want to be with me anymore. I'm going to live my whole life depressed and deprived. I just can't live without having sugar. Now, what if we reframe this? What if we told ourselves, I choose at this moment not to have sugar in my plan? Do you see the difference there? I can never live without sugar versus I choose at this moment not to have sugar. It feels different. It sounds different. It has different messaging to ourselves, to our brain. Rather than being a victim to sugar, it kind of allows yourself to be a little bit more aware of what's going on and that you actually have a choice. I want you to go back to look at your list of I can'ts, and I want you to be very careful not to judge. These aren't actual real reasons why you can't lose weight or have long-term success. We just told ourselves over and over and over again that they're true, that we actually believe them, but they're not true. So don't judge them or think they're reasons for why you cannot have success. It's just about being self-aware. Like, really think about when you're going through the day and you're having cravings or something comes up, a crisis or a challenge, or you're overwhelmed or you're stressed, just like every day is. If you hear yourself saying in your brain, I can't, that is a really good indication that you have to work on that relationship with whatever you said I can't do. Because if you really think about it, if you start telling yourself, I can't, and you start believing these statements and you continue to believe these statements, you're really telling yourself other subliminal messages like, these are the reasons I'm broken. These are the reasons I'm a failure. These are the reasons I can't do this. These are the reasons I'm never going to succeed. Instead, you have to question them. You have to hear them, but you have to question them, and you have to know they're not true. It's just what you've been believing for so long. There's so many other ways to look at them instead of looking at them like a victim, like you can't control them, that you're out of control, or that you have no say, or you can't restrain yourself, or that you're helpless to it. That's just not true. It sounds a little weird, but you need to be aware. You have to know what you're thinking about so that you can decide if you want to think about it. Awareness is always the first step. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. I had to be honest. I just ask you, don't be afraid of these statements. Don't be afraid to look at them. We're afraid to look at them because we're judging them. We're deciding that they're true. So just be honest with yourself. What are some of those statements that you tell yourself? Let us know in the comments below. Let's share. Let's see how common they really are. The real reason, the only reason that you really are afraid or a little bit hesitant to really look at these statements for what the truth is, because you automatically judge yourself, consciously or subconsciously. Because if I believe that all these statements are true, then that means I can't lose weight or that I'll never have long-term success. So tell yourself no instead of this kind of thinking. Tell yourself, okay, I've been telling myself this for a long time, but now what? Is this really the truth? Is it really the truth? Let's go back to our sugar example. Ask yourself, do you really want it in your life? Then ask yourself, how can you have it in your life? Then ask yourself, how can you have it in your life that it doesn't destroy your goals? How do you work towards that? Or maybe you just tell yourself, at this moment, I choose not to have sugar. I'll come back to it when I'm ready. For me, I had to let go of it for a while because it derailed my progress. It also put me in a spiral for not even just days, but months at a time. I told myself, I choose to not have it in my life at this moment until I meet my goals. So much of the feeling like I'm broken, I'm a failure, I'm deprived, I can't do this, I'm anxious about this food item is really about things that we've drummed up to think about instead of what actually is. Those are two different things. The hardest thing for us as bariatric patients is the weight loss surgery journey for long-term success is we've complicated the thinking around it. Is it easier to kind of go to the I can't, I won't, it's too hard, I can't do this, than it is to kind of be self-aware and really look at those statements straight in the eye? Let's think about it. The diet industry and even some professionals in our health communities have been telling us for decades we can't lose weight unless we detox, or we can't lose weight unless we take this pill. We can't lose weight unless it's this so many calories. We can't lose weight if you eat these food items. You can't lose weight unless you restrict over here. We can't lose weight unless we eat this way and then that way. You can't lose weight unless you drink these shakes. We fed into it all. They know this and they feed us this information over and over and over again. And how many, I know I did this. We go out there, we buy into the new thing, we do it short term, and we might even get some success. And then what? We gain all the weight back. And all the weight, not just the physical weight and poundage. We gain all the burden of it too. The burden of the guilt and the shame. And then we tell ourselves, oh, if I just do it again, and we go back and we do it over and over and over again. How many times have you guys done that? I know I've done that, where I've maybe had a little success. It's not long-term success. I stop for a while, I gain all the weight back, and then I go back to the same thing again and again. I do it over and over again, and I think it's going to be different this time. Now, how many of us are treating our bariatric surgeries like this? How many of us are telling ourselves right now, this is going to be way too hard? I won't be able to do it. What if, what if, what if? I'm just asking you before you give up, before you succumb to that crazy thinking we have in our heads of I can't, before you start believing everything you're telling yourself that you're broken and you're a failure and you can't do this, I plead with you, be willing to question. Be willing to be an observer without the judgment, shame, and guilt. And ask yourself, are you willing to stop the lies? Are you willing to stop believing the lies? Are you willing to let go of these I can't statements just to see if something else is true or better? We have to be really aware of not allowing that old diet mentality to come creeping back in, hanging our hat on it again, thinking, oh, it was because of me it didn't work. What if it was because of the situation it didn't work? Because it's lies. That's why it didn't work. Here's an example in my life, like some of the lies that I just believed for decades. I couldn't believe it. For example, for me, I thought exercise was the way to lose the weight and to sustain long term weight loss success. Now, I'm not saying exercise isn't important, movement is always important, but the old me before surgery is I even did 5 marathons at over 300 pounds. Do you know how hard that is to do marathons? Sprint marathons at over 300 pounds. Oh, I paid the price. But I was a person that exercised all the time. Exercise was not a problem for me. Sometimes I caught myself 2 hours a day exercising. I would do 2 hour spin classes. I would be in the gym for 2 hours a day. I did this for months, even years at a time. Did my weight change? Nope. So I had to really look at that post surgery because I was buying into this thing that I had to be exercising like an athlete all the time to lose weight. Well, that's just not true. I just had to question my old programming. What we do is we just let it run on repeat over and over again. So go back to that list, and I want you to look at it really clearly and ask yourselves, how did this get started? Where did it come from? Some of these statements, just see if it resonates with you. I was taught the following: I have to suffer to lose weight. I have to sacrifice to lose weight. I have to restrict to lose weight. I have to give up to lose weight. I have to be hungry to lose weight. The number on the scale shows my success. There's always a price to pay to lose weight long term. It's not possible to lose weight and feel good at the same time. I can't lose weight and actually enjoy the process and enjoy the food that I'm eating. Being thin means you're healthy. I had to understand that the I can'ts keeps me always from being the best version of myself. For me, losing weight, having long-term weight loss surgery success is not about the weight. It's about the health, my mental, physical, and emotional health. It's about reaching my bigger why. And I had to understand that I needed to take accountability for all the lies that the diet industry was telling me, that some of my health professionals were telling me, and that I was telling myself. I knew that reaching 300 pounds and climbing, because let me tell you, I never knew my highest weight. It was a lot more than 300 pounds. That old thinking, that I can't, that broken, I'm a failure, I'm never going to succeed, was never going to serve me. It's not serving me. I needed to throw all those statements away. I needed to think about it differently. I had to think, trust, and act in a different way. Now, let me tell you, it didn't mean that they didn't come back, but I was super aware of them and I didn't let it get out of hand and I called it out. And I kept telling myself, those lines don't work anymore. They're not the truth. That's really when things started to click and really change for me. I realized that this weight loss surgery journey is a journey. It's a journey of self discovery. It's about me challenging my old programming, trying new ways, taking risks, developing other skills that obviously I did not have in my old way of thinking. It's about busting through my limiting beliefs that kept me stuck. It's about being my best. It's about striving, not for perfection, but for progress. being consistent and committing to myself, loving or learning how to love myself as a person. Having a weight problem is not the problem. The only sentence worth believing in is, I question my thought here. Is it true? Is it moving me towards my goal? Or is it keeping me stuck? Make your stinking thinking part of your past before it ruins your weight loss surgery success. Check out this video now.